Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. You know who it is, it's Ron Tom from Wrench-a-holics, and today, back in the lab, and we're going to be going over the Turn 5 S13 Harness Protector. So we're going to go ahead and go through it. Short, simple install, drill some holes or self-tap some holes, whichever way you guys want to do it. Slap on the harness guard, harness protector, whichever you want to call it, and call it a day. Alright guys, sorry for the dark image. But for today, as you can see in the thumbnail, we're actually going to be fixing this wire harness here. Not only because I'm trying to repair what I did, hopefully, as you can see, I don't think it can, but this wire, the insulator got rubbed through. Could have been far worse if I didn't catch it earlier, or if I caught it later, I should say. But anyways, we're going to be using and installing the Turn 5 fabrication harness guard. It's the same thing as the Auto-Collect Storm harness guard. The main function of that is to actually raise and route the harness so that it's up and away, tucked up as high as you can, so that when your wheel is turned, it doesn't, the tire doesn't rub through the harness. I've already rubbed through a harness before, and fixing that was not fun. So for today, we are going to install the Turn 5 Fab harness guard so that we can prevent from having to deal with that issue. Again, I went ahead and added the angle kit on, so now I gotta start fixing stuff since I've already modded this piece already. So now we're gonna have to fix that so that we don't do any more damage to the car. I started this last night. It was kind of late and I didn't want to film, but anyways, the main thing is that if you're doing this without having any issues for the first time, the main thing is to delube it so that you can have it easily mendable, so you can bend it out the way. And you have to remove the OEM rubber grommet right here. So I went ahead and did all that. So that's some of the electrical tape, and then that's the grommet right there. I cut it up. You want to basically remove that in order to have a nice clean surface right here, so that you can mount up the Turn 5 Fab or the Auto-Collect Storm harness guard. So we went ahead and did that already. So let me repair this real quick and then start doing the install. It should be fairly simple, and hope you guys enjoy it. Guys, here it is, Turn 5 fabrication harness guard, out the package, Ziploc bag. But anyways, it's essentially the same as the Auto-Collect Storm harness guard. The only difference is that Auto-Collect is made out of steel and Turn 5 is made out of aluminum. I don't think the material is going to be any different or cause any hindrance. The main thing is that you want to be able to protect the harness when you are at full lock. So as long as this thing protects the harness, I don't care where I get it from, as long as it protects. The reason why I went with Turn 5, simply because Auto-Collect was sold out and I needed a quick fix and I needed it fast. So Turn 5 had it, so I purchased it. Also, the differences between the two companies, besides the material that it's made out of, is that the Auto-Collect Storm will come powder coated black, and then obviously Turn 5 is bare aluminum. And also the Auto-Collect Storm will give you the foam insulator so that you can insulate it so that water does not get into the car, and also some putty so that when you slap it onto the vehicle, it doesn't leak from the holes that you drilled. So we went ahead and went to the good old Lowe's and got this expandable foam weather seal. Pretty much it says when it's 80% compressed, it's pretty much watertight. So there you go, this is what I'm going to use in order to seal up this bad boy. So for the first part, I'm actually going to go ahead and shoot some paint on this. I'm going to scuff up the surface, shoot some paint, and then we're going to go ahead and do the install. And while this dries, I'm going to be figuring out how I want to mount it, as I do not want to use the rivets that Turn 5 supplied, because I'm not trying to deal with drilling out these rivets. Also, once you get the Turn 5, I don't know if it's just the way how they make it, but it's like freshly cut, so the edges are kind of sharp. So I went ahead and hit it with like a file and some sandpaper to get the edges pretty smooth. Primarily also right here for where the harness will actually not mount up, but this is where the harness is routed. So if you got any sharp edges here, best shave them down and smooth them out before you even install it, and go from there. So we're gonna go ahead and paint it. I'm gonna do that off camera. Painting's painting. It's gonna be black. It's gonna be boring. We'll go from there. You can't really tell, but quick little update. We shot some paint on the harness guard, so I'm waiting for that to dry, and then we're gonna go ahead and start mapping out the mounting holes on the actual car. So once this is done, that's the next step. So there you guys have it. That is the harness guard installed. 2 of the 6 screws are already done. The best thing I gotta tell you is once you install 1 screw with a rib nut, you wanna basically attach the piece onto the vehicle, screw it down as if you're gonna tighten it up, and then start a new hole. Drill out the hole and then redo the process. And every time you drill out the hole and install the rib nut, you wanna always install the screw and then work your way to a new hole that you have to drill out, so that the piece will center itself and that the holes versus rib nut will not be misaligned, which is going to be a world of hate because you have to enlarge the holes in order for the screw to go down because it's not centered. So doing screw by screw allows the piece to self-center itself, and also when you drill a new hole, it'll be centered to the actual piece, so that you'll be good to go. So there you guys have it. We're just going to be doing this throughout the whole process. I won't do it on camera. And then when I'm done, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, there you guys have it. That is the fully installed harness guard. Excuse the hole. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use that hole for another screw rib nut deal. I ran out of material, meaning if I were to drill it out, I wasn't going to have enough material for the rib nut to fully seat. So the next thing is to take it back off, put some foam insulator so that there's no debris that can fall into the vehicle, and we're done. Pretty much that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up, and once I have everything fully insulated and all that, then put the wheel back on, drop it, turn the wheel at full lock, and hopefully this thing clears. So alright guys, so as you can see, this is the wheel. That's the turn 5 harness guard. The turn 5 harness guard is essentially the same as the Auto Collect Storm harness guard. As mentioned before earlier in the video, I came to the point where someone diverted my attention to turn 5, which is located in Texas. So I needed the guard as soon as possible. They pulled through, and quality product. So we're gonna go over it really quickly. So let's get it. Alright guys, so the install on this is super simple. Pretty much you have to remove the OEM harness grommet, completely cut it off because you won't need it. Once you cut it out, you're gonna have to install the harness guard so that you can plug up the hole, so that no dirt or debris can get into your cabin via the hole on the fill well, I should say. And they give you hardware, self-tapper screws. If you choose to do that, you can. I went a little bit extra and put some rib nuts on there, so if I wanted to take it off, I can take it off and install it, and it'll still be as if I installed it from day one. The key thing is you got to have some kind of foam insulator so that the water doesn't get into the upper portion of the harness guard. I'm going to take a flashlight and show you what that looks like. Alright, so I'm not going to shine the light directly on it, but as you can see, there's the harness exiting the harness guard, and there is the water resistant foam insulator. You're going to need to compress that foam, so go ahead and be religious with it. Pack the hell out of it so that when you do compress it, you can get that nice watertight seal, so that no dirt or debris can hop into that. Primarily water is the issue. Dirt and debris, I guess if you don't care for it, that's fine. But the water is the issue, as you don't want water entering the cabin via the wheel well. Alright guys, so that foam insulator material I was talking about is this. I got this from Lowe's, but you can get this from Home Depot. I believe this is the stuff that you put around your AC units so that you can protect the AC unit as well as your home from any dirt, debris, or water entering from the portion where the AC unit is attached to. So this is it. Pretty much just compressible foam. You want to do your best to line it up or stack as much as you can per the instructions, so that once you compress it, it'll create that watertight seal. Again, the main thing for you guys is that once you remove the OEM grommet, water is going to end up getting into your cabin due to that open hole. So once you put the harness guard and you put this down, you'll be able to protect anything from going into the cabin, dirt, debris, grime, water, etc. So with that being said, I'm going to leave a link in the descriptions of where to get this, as well as where to purchase that turn 5 harness guard. Again, it's super simple. They give you the hardware. You can use self-tappers if you want to, or you can be extra like me and use rib nuts. But all you really need is just a drill, and you're good to go. The main thing is when you mount the harness guard onto the car, you want to be able to lift the harness as high as you can. Obviously, you want to lift it so that the harness is away from the tire, because once the car is under its own weight, your suspension will compress, the body will lower, and then you don't want the harness to be resting on your tire. So the issue was the harness was resting on the tire when we installed the angle kit, which is right there. So with that being said, we had to purchase the harness guard in order to drive the car. So there you guys have it, another super short and simple install again, but it is effective. If you guys want to sit there and fix wires all day, by all means do what you got to do, but I've already done it once and I don't want to ever do it again. So that's the reason why I bought the harness guard, so I can set it and forget it, know what I mean? But anyways, that's it guys, that is the video, that is the install. Again, it's super short and simple. Drill, I think it's like 6 or 7 or 8, I think it's 6 or 8 holes. Drill that bad boy in, attach it to your body, go ahead and seal it up, and call it a day. Ooh, on a side note, a lot of people, what they like to do, since they're gonna pretty much permanently affix it, they like to put like RTV around it, and then you know, then put the foam to where the harness exits the harness guard, and you can do that too. I didn't put any RTV because it doesn't really rain out here in California, so I'm not too worried. But if you do choose to do that, obviously grab yourself some RTV, slap it on the back of the harness guard, mount it up, and call it a day. So there you guys have it, turn 5 harness guard, along with some foam that you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever home store you guys got. You'll be on your way so that you can protect that harness. I think the main thing again is, you know, you don't want to end up having to fix the harness because you chopped it up because you're tired or because you're too slammed, know what I mean? You don't want that, right? So there you guys have it, that is the Turn 5 S13 harness guard. Alright guys, that is a wrap. Super short, simple install again, because all it is, you're just bolting it on. Actually, this was, I don't want to say true bolt on, you still gotta buy some extra stuff, but anyways, besides the fact, it's a very cheap investment, but it saves you a lot of hassle. Just imagine having to go through that harness and connect every wire that you chopped up because you didn't do it correctly. So I've also done it. I've tucked the harness as high as I could. I've done it all, and yet I still was able to almost potentially ruin that harness. So we went ahead, and I didn't drive the car when I put the car down after we installed the angle kit. As soon as I saw that the harness was resting on the tire, I said, hell no, we're gonna have to go buy a guard. And again, I tried to go and buy local. Auto Collect Storm, I think they came out with the first harness guard, I believe, because that's the one I was searching for, and I believe they were the first company who I saw made one. And then obviously Turn 5 made theirs. Turn 5 had theirs in stock. You already know, I had to buy it, had to get it done, and it's a wrap. They do the same job, primarily protect the harness. Alright guys, so that is it. That's a wrap. You already know what time it is. For my day ones out there, hype is for the moment and style is forever. Deuces.